Sorry about that. All righty. Kind of ahead. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for being here. Uh, yeah, I'm getting a reverb. Yeah. Hey, Yami, you're online. Hey, guys. Some technical issues. I think we're good now. Yeah. All right. And Yami, if you can just Instagram, I mean on Telegram, if it's good to go, we're good to go. Yeah. Just let me know. Welcome, guys. Are we good to go? Yeah. Can you just check on Facebook on
I
Facebook
am.
Live?
Okay.
Just check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
Yes, you are.
Let me know.
You look good.
Alrighty, guys. Again, thanks. We're trying to do multiple. Yeah, we're trying to do multiple platforms at one time. So just checking it out for future reference. So thanks for your patience. And then we're also waiting for people to get online as well. So that's all good. Again, thanks for waiting. So So we're going to go ahead and talk about the golden rule. And if you miss it, again, this is Masajati from Exponential Intelligence, Human Potential Sciences. It is the fastest way to transform your life. And, from time to time, you can ask me anything that you need to get the real answers well, the real answers on some of those questions, some of those deeper questions, why are we here? Some of the logic that we abide by that might not work out, like say the golden rule. The golden rule is it's in the Bible. It's an ethical precept for a lot of people. People just follow it, right? So let's break down the logistics, or let's go into the deep science on say why the golden rule might not be say the most effective way of handling being your best possible self. Okay, so the golden rule precept in the Gospel of Matthew 7:12 is to in everything do to others what you would have them do to you. So it's a rule of conduct, and it's a summary of the Christian's duty to his neighbor and state a fundamental ethical principle. So how many of you, and again, comment in on whatever platform, YouTube, Facebook. Highly recommend flipping over to YouTube because we're going to have a lot more in-depth um, videos on these sorts of questions. So the golden rule, it sounds really nice, doesn't it? How many people will go, yeah, I would abide by the golden rule. But let's break down into the science. The science behind the golden rule is that we'll break it down. It is like do unto others as you would have them do to you. Okay. So the key is like, well, basically it's like, well, you know, I want to love that person the way I want to be loved. So we'll just break it that one example down, and it sounds good, right? But then how many of you know or have a logical or a deep understanding of how you define you being loved? A lot of times, for example, love for many is very abusive, right? Love is a sacrifice for people. Love is that you have to give up something for being loved. Love is like foregoing something to be loved. Love is that you have to adapt and transform into another identity, another person, right? You love somebody, say, a spouse gets together, and this is just one example, a woman marries his marries her spouse. She loses her life, she loses her identity, and then later on, again, that love isn't fruitful for her. So when you say do unto others as you would have them do to you, do you really want that for other people? So think about it. Think about the logic. Trust issues, right? Well, if you're running again, if you have a poor definition of what trust would be, then trusting that person, just think of all the patterns that that person now has to burden from you. Think of it. So for again, trust. Say that you're not a trusting person. You're not a trusting person. So how would you trust that other individual, right? So you're not that trusting person. That programming or that identity or that the pattern will wash into that other person, and then you do certain things so so you can trust that person. Does that make sense to you? So you know, you got love, you got trust, you got liking somebody. Again, those are all problems as well, because well, how do you define being liked? That person might not like be defined being liked. And back to the love example, you know, you love somebody, but say they come from an abusive pattern, right? So they look at love as, uh-oh, what do you want from me? Okay. What is that person wanting to get out of me, or how is that person going to abuse me if like I connect and fall in love? So when you go and love some like an abusive or somebody who's been abused, right, back in the day, they're going to not trust you. It's like, uh-oh, you know, why do they want all that? So that those are all the things, you know, you really have to understand, and you really have to consider when you go, you you know, do do to others as you would do to them. Let's take a deep breath in, and we'll just go into a deeper meditation for a deeper understanding. Nice breath in again, and notice your chest. And then another breath in again. So look at all the things in your life that you tried to help other people in, right? Again, do unto others as you would like them to do to you. And then look at all the times on how that's backfired for you. So, does that golden rule, is it really effective? It sounds really nice. But take a deep breath in again, notice your chest, and then go all the way into, say, your lungs, into your spine. So consider this. Consider a better golden rule that would work at all levels, no matter what, say, thought process or what experience that person has. As we take a deep breath in again. And for those who are new, I've had two near-death experiences, which allows me to help you at a very, very deep level. Help you transform your life, help you understand your life, again, from a very deep level. I would call it your genetic makeup or your genome. Again, breath in again. So a better version of the golden rule would be, if I was fully awakened, how would I treat myself? How would I expect my reality? Or how would I experience my reality? And then that reality or that experience, you want to, again, treat those other individuals. So you don't want to treat people as you want to be treated, although that's true. You want to treat, there's that one caveat that we have to put in there. You want to treat people as you would like to be treated if you were a realized or an awakened person. So think of it that way. Right? It makes more sense that way. So that's that one little twist within that saying that will really benefit you. And just to cover it all as we end, again, look at all the times that you've treated other people, maybe even nicer than the way you've been treated, and then how many times it's been backfired. So this rule, the golden rule, doesn't work in all situations. But if you apply it the way I said it, again, you want to treat people the way you want to be. You treat people the way you want to be treated if you were an awakened person, if you had your abuse patterns gone, control gone, your lack gone, your patterns of feeling guilty gone, all those patterns, again, removing all those patterns, having you solidify as a strong identity. Many of you have done the 18 days, for example, right? The 18-day hyper meditations, although it starts in October. Even after the first few days, you start to realize all the patterns that you are running. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm running all these patterns, right? I can't believe I'm doing that. And then that's what you're spewing out, and that's how you're treating other people, and that's why it never really works out for anybody. Another great example, by the way, is look at your kids. You love your kids. You treat them the way you want to be treated. How well has that gone for you? If you look at how you were raised, your parents loved you, although you might not think so, either way, whichever way, and it didn't really work out for you, right? So again, that's the golden rule in action, right? A parent loves their children, and then their children get fucked up for it. That's the cause of the golden rule. Do you want that? Do you really want to abide by the golden rule? Although it sounds really ethical, it sounds really good, it sounds really heartwarming, doesn't it? But now that you understand the deeper science behind it, you know the rest of the story. How many of you, and again, comment in, how many of you would want to be treated with by the golden